Chris Hemsworth can turn almost any interview into a joke. Here he is at his absolute funniest.
What do you think? I mean...
Money.
Okay. Love it. That's a solid answer. Solid answer. Green is also my favorite color.
Cash. Yeah. Oh, and of course the creative, the arts, all that sort of thing.
I have to be moved, Kelly.
Listen, where I'm from, see, I got a photograph with Billie Eilish at the Oscars, and I remember thinking, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And I was like, nah, my kids are going to love this. And then the moment I took it, I was like, I went from work colleague to now like a fan.
Yeah.
And we'll never be friends.
Wow.
Never be best friends.
Work colleague. Have you worked with Billy?
No, same industry kind of colleague.
Sure.
Bump and shoulders.
100%, sure. Me and Anthony Hopkins, work colleagues.
Work colleague, you know?
Good to you with a boomerang. Let's see.
I'm amazing. Watch
Okay,
this.
let's
Watch this.
Let's start the show!
A fan asks whether Thor's eye patch made stunt work harder. By then, the patch itself had already become a problem on set.
Well, the eye patch was actually CG. Because we had, the eye patch was only put on Thor at the very end of 3. And they were still editing that. And as we put it on, it kept falling off. So they'd put dots around my eye and thought we'll paint it in later. And then we started shooting Avengers. They hadn't decided what it was going to look like in Thor yet, so it became 3 dots, which was lucky for me because I had 2 eyes.
I'll take this one. I mean, Superman was probably the only film they'd made, I think, back when I was growing up. And the only, that was the one that sticks out for me. There wasn't really... And Iron Man hadn't been created yet, or Captain America, or Hulk, or Black Widow, or Vision. Everyone on this table.
So had Captain America been...
Would have been my favourite. That and Captain Australia. Sort of neck and neck.
Spot. Are you Team Thor or Team Loki? What's your preference?
Oh boy. Who am I sitting closest to? I'm Team Malekith.
A nutritionist say to me, you're a caveman, you've got to eat flesh, protein. And I said, okay, what about tofu, tempeh, and other sort of alternative proteins? And he said, have you ever seen a herd of tofu? No. I said, good, don't eat it.
At the Ragnarok press conference, Hemsworth is asked whether he actually missed Thor's hammer. His hands are already doing part of the answer.
And what do you do with your hands?
That's right. Something. No, I mean, it was sort of good. It just helped kind of shed anything too familiar. I feel like holding the hammer or even the wig and the previous costume certainly just put me in a place and set me in on a path of what I already knew, and I wanted it to be unfamiliar. And so everything from the hammer to the costume and the hair made me and allowed me to move differently and forced me to move differently, and so it was a great thing, and I don't really miss it. No. I've got one at home. It's in the toilet, actually.
You said that you didn't read a lot of comics growing up, but you also said you dressed up as a superhero.
Yeah.
So who did you dress as?
I had a Robin costume.
So I guess Robin is who you're going to play.
Yeah, Robin, there you go, that's my answer.
Chris Nolan will be calling next week.
Yeah, he hasn't called yet. I had this, I was like, I don't know, 18, 3 or 4. I had this red and yellow cape and this sort of underwear I wore on the outside of my pants and bits and pieces, and it's pretty funny.
The Wizard World Q&A gets to Hemsworth's funniest on-set mishap, a serious scene with Loki, interrupted by a costume problem.
There's a constant sort of costume malfunctions, which, you see the movie and everyone looks very cool and heroic, and, and then you're doing a scene with Loki and one of his horns have fallen off. It's like, stop, glue it back on. It's like, literally, I was like, this is not cool. It's always pretty.
You just went into ditch.
It's all very difficult because of the directors and the people in it, this whole film. It's an awful experience. So myself, Jeff and Tom are going back to our own movies from now on. The most difficult, the first day was what you've seen on the trailers. It was Thor meeting the Guardians, and it felt like kind of first day at school for me, you know, because they all knew each other and I didn't, so I was a new kid, and they'd all been shooting and I hadn't. And I had some weird sort of nervous butterflies floating around my body. And, but it was, but I squeezed them out of me, you know. Chris Pratt gave me a big hug and all the butterflies flew to my ears. And we had...
Did you have honey on you? Is that why they're floating around your body?
What?
Men in Black has Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson picking former co-stars who might secretly be aliens. They both play along.
Taika Waititi?
Yeah, Taika's definitely an alien.
Yeah.
I would say Evan Rachel Wood.
Yeah.
Because she's just like, you're like, are you a robot? She's like so gifted and always good. You're just like, what? You're not real.
Chris Hemsworth is definitely not human. They made him too good.
Yeah.
The aliens like nailed it too much. No human could be like that.
For what it's worth, Kumail said you.
Did he?
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of true, I
Yeah.
guess. I'm jealous. Why didn't he say me?
I said you as well.
I don't want to be human.
I said you. You're an alien.
Cool.
There you go.
My favorite thing, one of my favorite things about Chris is you'll get into an improvisation and he likes to push it to the point where we then worry we'll never be hired again.
Yeah. He often kind of reins me in, you know. And I would think part of creation is destruction at times. So
yeah, that's true, actually.
You need to wreck some stuff. And, no, that is kind of... sort of my process, I think. I do want to kind of really just go all over and then kind of feel, okay, that's probably the boundaries and so on. Pretty unfair sometimes.
Anya Taylor-Joy meets Hemsworth's Spanish-speaking wife after months of filming apart. The conversation switches to Spanish, and Chris has limited Spanish to work with.
We met up at the start of the film, had this great rehearsal session, and then our characters kind of got separated for the next 4 months and met up at the very end. And Anya came out to my house toward the end of the shoot, met my wife. She speaks Spanish. They're like, un café con leche. And I was like, una cerveza. And they hit it off, and I was like, this whole time I could have got you a coffee and a beer. And
I could have been so helpful.
I would survive in a zombie apocalypse longer than the person opposite me.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm going to back myself. I don't want to die.
I think you should. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm confused because I do have like an actual real fear of zombies.
Do you?
Like, yeah, I kind of know that they're not real,
why
but
do you
I
think
just
you'll survive longer than me?
because that fear would keep me alive.
Oh,
like I would be
fear's a
like,
good
yes,
motivator,
I'm not getting
Yeah.
eaten by a zombie.
Yeah.
That's not it.
There's no love like your What's that? Is that Bon Jovi? No. There's no... What's that in Robin Hood, you know? And it's like... and he's... Anyway, it's gone on. You guys remember Robin Hood? Kevin Costner?
Okay, please.
Christian Slater?
Yeah.
And she's like, Robin, there's no love like your love.
I'm your number one
I love karaoke.
fan.
What am I talking about?
The puppy interview turns to Hemsworth's kids. His daughter wanted to be a dragon, and he has one bedtime workaround to try.
I said, well, you know what? You can't actually be a dragon. She's really upset.
Did you put it to her like that?
I said,
There's
look.
no padding.
I said this, no, well, let me get there. And I said, listen, but when you go to sleep at night, if you think about a dragon before you go to sleep, then you could dream of a dragon. You could be a dragon in your dream. She's like, oh, that's awesome. Okay, so she ran off to bed, went to sleep, woke up, ran into the room. I said, Dad, I'm like, yeah. She goes, it didn't work.
Oh, no.
I do have to ask the question, though. At what point does the clap get a little bit awkward?
Well, I've heard
It
6
goes in
minutes, 6.5.
waves.
I've heard
Yeah.
7. Someone said 8. There's all different reports. It felt like 30
Yes.
because it was like,
But to be fair, they also
I've landed a plane.
Well
when
done.
When I shot a movie called Spiderhead, I went up in this airplane with like the float things on it, like it lands on the water, and I was flying around with the co-pilot because they were going to shoot me in the film doing that.
They were gonna shoot me.
Shoot myself. And then he let me land it. And then I landed, I looked over and I was like, oh, and he goes, you did that. And he's got his hand off the wheel. And I was like, ah!
Did it feel good?
Yeah,
Did it
if
feel
I'd known
like-
he'd taken his
Yeah.
hands. It's not the wheel either, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm back up.
It depends.
During Rush Press, Hemsworth gets asked whether he likes driving fast in real life and how many speeding tickets he has to show for it.
No, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at avoiding the police. I think. Yeah, I drive pretty conservatively. I'm not overly, in any great hurry to get anywhere usually, But my wife tends to be a bit heavier on the pedal than I do.
And speeding tickets?
None. I haven't got any. I get no traffic citations. Either I'm a really slow driver or I'm good at avoiding the police. I can spot, don't even know how to say it. How do you...
Guten Morgen, Deutschland.
Something shorter.
Something easier. What? Guten Morning.
Guten Morgen, Deutschland. Good morning, Germany.
Good morning, Germany. Hey, can I say that? There you go. Yeah. Good morning, Germany.
Since technically you were captain of a starship for 12 minutes, did you try and make your case to get on the panel later?
Yeah, they couldn't get me a ticket. I tried. I had to sneak in the back and demand my way from there. I said to JJ, I said, put me in the movie. I haven't heard back from him, so. I said, you can. We can't do that.
Well, I know we just met, but I was hoping you could do me a favor. You could tell me to shut the fuck up and say no. My wife is watching right now.
Yeah.
I was hoping that you could ask for me, for her and both of my daughters, Gracie and Lucy, to be my Valentine. I know that's kind of corny. Haley, Gracie, and Lucy.
Hey, Haley, it's Chris. Haley. Hey, Haley, it's Chris. And also, sorry, let's start again. Haley's your wife. And
how old is she?
No, Haley is your wife.
Yeah, and Gracie and Lucy
Gracie
are
and
my
Lucy.
2 daughters,
All
very
right.
young.
What's up, Gracie and Lucy and Haley? We would like to know if you want to be our Valentine.
That was amazing. If you could throw in your husband, he's kind of hot.
Your husband's one of the most attractive people I've seen today.
There you go, honey. All right.
This year even.
Start cooking dinner, lady.